been a little over a year since I started embroidering for people outside of my immediate family. Last year I was teaching full-time, and this year I quit that job and I have 3 part-time jobs now to kind of supplement that income. One of those jobs is my embroidery business, which I call it a business, but it's still pretty small. My embroiderings are on hats or on sweatshirts, usually like clothing. I really want to try making little hair clips and brooches, or yeah, not pins, but like brooches with like the whole thing. I'll show you. When people I know are getting rid of stuff, they usually ask me if I want to look through it first and see if there's anything that I could use. And so this box is just full of accumulated items like that. And I think this is the bag I'm looking for. It has earring hooks, which could be interesting. And then I think this bag. Right, these are the ones that I was thinking of. So they are the backings of a brooch, and it's got all the mechanics. So what I would have to do is just create the design that goes on top. Most of my commissions I get either through Instagram or through word of mouth, or having markets in Baltimore. I feel like a lot of times I am only embroidering to sell something, and I made this banner. It's a little bit wrinkled because I was just sitting on it. Oh, that's the back. And oh gosh, it is really wrinkly. It's these little frogs that kind of represent me and my sisters. I don't know, I like the idea of having this up as like a reminder. This should be fun, and this should be an artistic expression. This is currently what my workspace looks like. I definitely need to clean it. I usually draw my embroidery ideas on paper or on my iPad. I've been trying to figure out what little characters I want to have as these pins or brooches. This little cabinet houses my embroidery floss. I'm gonna start by embroidering him. Maybe I could fit like 3 in this section. I'll be vending at a maker's market soon, so my goal is to take some of these things with me to that. Sometimes if it's hard to pull through the fabric, then I'll use my little thimbles. I have this little metal one and this leather one. Gavin got me these for Christmas actually, and I love them. Like, they're amazing. Grab it, and it makes it so much easier.
Is extremely lethargic feeling. And then here I have some stickers. My rainbow said yes, and they ordered a bunch of
Now it was time to wrap up one of my pet portrait commissions, and this was my first sweatshirt commission, so I was pretty excited about it. But I'd never had to package anything this big before. I keep meaning to design and order thank you cards from Vistaprint or something like that, but I'm still brainstorming the name of my business. I don't want to change it hastily, so I'm trying to take my time before I order a bunch of things that say something new. day. This is our froggy boy from yesterday. I tried to attach this little backing to him like so, but unfortunately I used this Gorilla epoxy thing and it didn't work at all. It kind of just soaked in to the yarn. It just soaked right in there, which I thought would maybe happen, but I wanted to try it anyway. He's still like a little trial, so we're still trying some other things, but I was looking at this and I might just sew him onto this. He's the first one, so we're just trying things out. I then used some embroidery floss to create a border around him, and I liked the way that looked.
Innate qualities of note, except for what it means about us culturally, that we're okay with this.
Once I finished my froggy brooch, I was so proud of him, I took him outside to take some very dramatic photos. I made some little baby frogs as well to try out some earrings. And then I wanted to take a break from that and work on a couple beanies. So far, my frog beanies are my favorites to embroider. The frog doesn't have a year in the Chinese zodiac calendar, so I like to think that he likes to wear the other animals' costumes to kind of blend in and feel special. Since it's Year of the Rabbit, he has his bunny ears on. Something else I tried out for the first time was embroidering on sweaters, and on this one I trimmed the bottom to make it a crop sweater, so I used a blanket stitch to finish the seam. So we have Frog in a little meadow with flowers on the décolletage part of the sweater. I embroidered 3 sweaters total, and in the final one I decided to switch it up and had a bunny wearing a frog hat. Good morning! It is a new day. This is my 4th time trying rollers as I sleep. I was inspired by Karolina Zabrowska. The first time I did them, it turned out very well, which is like maybe beginner's luck. Second time was not good. Third time was not very good. I'm gonna hope that this time turned out better. No, I look a little bit like Voldemort's first host. And they're just little snap-ons, so. My goal today is to embroider some peaches for the frog brooches that I made. And another goal I have is that last night I was kind of brainstorming what things that I really want to embroider. I was looking at my bulletin board above my desk, right there. And there is this candy wrapper that I saved, and it's Bhutan rice candy. And if you haven't had them, they're really good. The packaging is awesome and it's so nostalgic, and I haven't had any in years, and Faith brought some over last week. But I was looking at it, and the head of the cat is just so beautiful. I love the stylization. It's a little bit reminiscent of a lion costume for lion dances. So then I thought, you know, I really want to embroider a lion costume mask on one of my hats. So I'm gonna try that out. Another thing I want to accomplish today is make some chicken porridge, which we call boobor, because recently my stomach has been not doing well. Whenever we were not feeling well, my mom would always make us boobor. It was just so comforting. This is looking very Regency. So the next step is to brush them out. My hair is naturally pretty frizzy, so I do put a little bit of like style milk in my hair, so as not to make it even more frizzy. Usually I part it to the side, but I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like with a middle part. And I know the kind of the thing to do, like 30s style, is to kind of like pin it. into place. In one of her videos, I forget which one, Carolina Zabruska was like, you know, sometimes when your hair is set and it doesn't look how you want it to, you just gotta keep on brushing. And she was like, you know, just brush it for another 10 minutes and then it'll be fine. And I was like, 10 minutes? I don't have the stamina to brush my hair for 10 minutes. I don't have the mental stamina for that. Okay, I've got my little duck clips in to hold my hair up out of my face. I'm gonna start with those peaches. I want to embroider some Chinese peaches, and I'm gonna use this. You can see some frogs have already been cut out of it. The actual design is supposed to be a fish. I just don't think that I feel that strongly about this fish, so I'm gonna repurpose it, and I've been using it to make my little brooches. I was gonna leave him like this, but I kind of like the idea of him having a little face. Start out my lion mask embroidery, I looked up some reference photos and I used my white watercolor pencil to create my sketch, and then used the red of the hat as the negative space for the main color of the mask. Oh snap! That is cute! Tomorrow is the pop-up market that I'm going to be vending at, and I just have to finish a couple more bucket hats and a couple beanies to include in that. I'm really excited about this venue. It was a month-long kind of market inside an old building in Baltimore, and every weekend there were different vendors there and like kind of different events. So I am in one of the last events. The inside looks really beautiful, so it's gonna be a cool atmosphere. At previous markets, I've only sold beanies, Esther's jewelry, because Esther makes necklaces and bracelets, and then I've also sold Faith's wood burning stuff. So I've never sold sweaters before, so I'm excited to try that tomorrow. Along with the bucket hats that I'm going to be making for the market tomorrow, I have a commission. There were these hats given to their family. I think they were at an Orioles game and they got these for free. They want their kids to be able to wear them. Someone just drove by with their passenger door open. But they have the beer logo, so they thought to make it more wholesome, maybe we can cover it up with something else, like a crab. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. There's 2 of these for me to work on as well. They asked for the crabs to be black, so I just did 2 big chunky black crabs. I just arrived at the venue and I'm parked at the motel next door. I'm gonna grab my stuff and load it in, and I'm really excited because the venue looks really cool. Okay, I just got back from the market. I'm out of breath because I came up the stairs. It was a really nice time. It was the event space was wonderful. I'm laughing because I sold 2 things, so that was not ideal. I made back enough to cover the vendor fee and like a little bit more, but otherwise I did not sell a lot, which is okay, you know. This is my 4th market, and this has never happened. It was really cool to meet a bunch of different artists and see what other people are doing. The problem was that there just really wasn't any foot traffic. It was just such like a new event. It was kind of experimental. It was in an old funeral home on North Ave, which was beautiful. It was so cool, and I was really happy to be part of it, but a little bit of a bummer that we didn't, like, nobody there made a lot. Nobody there sold so much, which I feel bad for. Feel bad for all of us. So I might just like post them on my actual Instagram and just say, this is for sale. Just in a normal post. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. I was definitely feeling disheartened by the lack of sales that day after a lot of the work I'd put in. So to decompress and cheer myself up, I sketched some characters that I've been brainstorming in my little idea notebook. There are plenty of other avenues for people to see my artwork and for people to appreciate what I'm doing and to want to buy my wares, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just one bad day. It's about 9 o'clock now, so I'm gonna sign off, but I haven't done watercolors in a long time and I really missed it, but I'm very happy with these pages. It gave me a lot of ideas actually for some new embroidery that I didn't think about before. My little froggy guy is wearing the food outfit and the food costume, which I love. The bok choy looks like calcifer. It's still a little bit damp. It's definitely gonna dry wrinkly because this is not like a sketchbook. This is like an idea book. Gavin actually got it for me. It's not really meant to be watercolored in, but I couldn't find my sketchbook until I already started, and I'm glad it's in here. This book has actually seen me through a lot. This was my Corona Chronicles notebook. Every few days I would draw something that kind of represented a little bit like how I was feeling that day. This was the day that like all the smartphones got an alert. That was like the official shutdown. I kind of chronicled COVID, sort of. Eventually I like stopped. A little bit of like visual diary. I did these in like maybe 2 minutes each one, just to remember what was happening. May 10th, I almost died. My dad cut a tree down and then he was slicing the logs up, and one of the logs was 7 feet long. You couldn't wrap your arms around it. That's how big it was. So this picture is to scale. And I was at the bottom of a hill doing some yard work and he was at the top of the hill and he was sawing it and he didn't realize that it wasn't like secured. He thought that the logs would stay put, but one of them got joggled. He was like, "Rosalind," and I looked up and I saw this log coming towards me. I was in front of the house and I was like, oh, he wants me to stop it from hitting the house. So for like, I think half a second, I thought, how can I stop it from hitting the house? And then thankfully my monkey brain kicked in and just, I jumped out of the way, thank God, because I would have broken most of my body, I think. It was rolling fast. I don't remember what I was thinking here, but I don't know why I wrote that. I think I was making bow. Oh, and then here I was reading Proverbs, and so I drew a picture for each proverb. I don't even remember that, but I guess I gave up at Proverbs 31. And then I was teaching online, and I was teaching my kids about value, and I used a potato. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to become a sketchbook tour, but now I'm having a good time. The reason I used this notebook is because this was obviously my COVID notebook. I didn't go anywhere without it, apparently. It had to be kind of small so I could position it in the camera as I was teaching. And I have flight doodles that have been messed up by me painting a bok choy on this side. Gavin and I passed the notebook back and forth on our plane ride to Indonesia, and we just kept drawing different things. And now the final thing is this page. So that's fun. There's just a little bit left. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I think that everyone can make art, and you never know what you'll like doing until you try something. Not everyone has to make art, but some people don't realize that they can. So this is my encouragement as I leave you, that I think art is worth trying to make. Even if you don't feel like it's successful, I think trying different things creatively is important. All right, good night.